Y'all, I have not filmed in so long. This feels so weird. I'm gonna pull up my outline. I've wanted to film this video literally all week, and today's the first time that I've actually gone around to it. Shocking. Okay, so, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I figured, since it is gonna be back to school season soon, specifically a fall semester of college is gonna be starting in about a month, I wanna say, give or take, about a month. It's currently the end of July, so I figured I would film this video and hopefully get it, like, turn it around rather quick to get it uploaded to give you guys some college advice. I had a pretty interesting college experience because I commuted. So I lived on campus for a semester, and then we had to all move out of our dorms. So in this video, I have my outline on my phone, so if I keep looking at it and I'm holding it in this video, sorry. But I want to talk about some things I wish I knew before I went to college to give some freshman college advice. So if you're a freshman in college or about to be a freshman in college, this video is for you. And I hope I give you something worthy. I think I picked some pretty good stuff to talk about, so let's get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is the living situation, and that you really need to think about your living situation in college. Okay, so I think that where you live and your living situation in college is very important to your experience, number one, and also your success, number two. And we'll talk about that. So my first semester, I did stay on campus. It was fun to be on campus all the time and not have to like travel very far to go to class. I had 8 a.m.s every single day my first semester of college. Every single day I had an 8 a.m. So it was really nice. I could wake up at 7 and get dressed and like make it to class by 8. And I also my roommate was really cool, and we actually became best friends. So your roommate could be your best friend or could not be your friend. I know some people have different experiences with roommates, and that can kind of be tricky if you are used to living a certain way and then you move in with somebody who is used to living a different way than you are. It can be kind of hard to find the peace between your two styles of living, I guess you could say. For example, I had 8 a.m.s every day, like I said. My roommate did not, so she would stay up rather late. Although she was very quiet, I will say that. She was extremely quiet, so that didn't bother me. I had to wake up early, and she didn't, so I kind of tried to do the same with her, like be quiet when I would wake up in the morning and like get ready for class. You just have to be kind of considerate of the other person that you're living with. It's like, that's your roommate. You have to be considerate. I think that staying in the dorm is a great experience in college. You learn a lot about yourself and other people in that experience. You get a different amount of freedom living in the dorm than you do at your house. When your parents aren't there to watch you, it gives you a lot more freedom to kind of do what you want and learn what you do and don't want to do, if that makes sense. You also get to meet a lot more people when you live on campus because there's people around all the time. I knew a lot of the people who lived like in the hallway that I lived in, and also my friends like lived in dorms next to mine and stuff like that. So you do meet a lot more people in your dorm than you would commuting. Because I commuted my last 3 years, and I literally would just go to school and then leave. So I didn't get the experience of like meeting a lot of new people because I didn't stay on campus. Like, I didn't even really go to campus unless I had to go to class, and that was pretty much the only time I ever went to school. Also, another advice for your dorm, decorate your dorm and try to make it like as cozy and homey as you possibly can, because dorms kind of look like they're really plain and like cinder block walls. They're all white. The floors are like tile. It's not very homey. So try to make it feel homey as much as you can. I hung like Christmas lights all over our dorm, and I never used the overhead light because it was like way too bright and just like too much. And then my last dorm advice is to think about storage when you are packing your stuff to move in. There's not a lot of storage space in a dorm room. Me and my roommate lived in a triple room, and it was only 2 of us, and we still had no space. So yeah, definitely think about storage, because that's a problem in college. I had so much stuff and nowhere to put it. So make sure to, my advice would be to bring extra storage things with you. I had like a whole little drawer thing that had like 5 drawers, and I would keep like my snacks and my coffee cups and like random stuff in there, just to like, so it wasn't out in the open, and it was like concealed. Is that the word I'm looking for? It like wasn't, it didn't look cluttered in our room because we had places to put things. So that is my advice. The next 4 things I want to talk about are a little bit more not lighthearted topics, but I think they're important to talk about, so I am gonna touch on them in this video. So I'm sorry if this makes you feel bad about going to college, but I hope it doesn't. This is just some things I wish I knew, and I'm glad I can now say to other people to maybe help you in your experience, if that makes sense. So the first thing I want to touch on is balance. Balance is extremely important in life and in college, and it is something that you will learn in college. Is number 1, balance, and number 2, time management. 2 of these skills I did realize were important in college, and I still don't have a grasp on them today. So if that tells you anything, they're extremely hard to manage. So good luck. So the quicker that you can figure out these 2 things, the better you're gonna be in college. There's a lot of things to do in college, like a lot of events, sporting events, just things to do in general, and also there's a lot of schoolwork to do. You will have homework, you will have work to do, projects, papers, tests, like that. You have to find a way to keep up with all of it, your social life and your school life. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really figure it out when I was in college, and I don't have to figure it out now. But that is just, such is life. Such is life. That's what I'm gonna say. I think it's more important than balance is time management. Time management is so critical, like in life and in college. You have to be able to manage all your schoolwork and class loads. I think I took like 5-6 classes this semester. That's a lot of time, schoolwork. Sometimes I would have like projects outside of class that I would have to meet with my group outside of class, so that I have to like find another time that we're all available to meet. And sometimes you have to make sacrifices for things like that in your life. Because do you think I wanted to meet with my group at 5 p.m. on Friday? No. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do, especially in college. It's like you have to sacrifice some things in college to be able to be successful. I feel like that's really it's tough love, but that's what this video is. So sorry, I'm giving you guys some tough love in this video. If you want a more lighthearted college advice video, let me know. But I think these topics are important to touch on, so I just wanted to talk about them. Let's also talk about, this is a big one, and this was a big one for me. I'm sure you've heard it, everyone says college is the best 4 years of their life. It is not necessarily the best 4 years of everybody's life. And it definitely was not the best 4 years of mine. I will say I did enjoy the freedom of time, because my 9 to 5 has shocked me in the amount of time I do not have for other things in my life. Especially like this YouTube channel. It's really hard to keep up with when I'm trying to go to work every day, all day. When I get home, I'm tired. But here I am, pushing through with my Diet Dr. Pepper. We're trying. College is hard. For me, it was a lot harder than I expected. I knew it was gonna be hard, but I was always good at school in high school. I was really good at just doing school, like getting good grades. I didn't really have to try that hard. I didn't ever really study. College was a massive wake-up call in that department, because I did try to not study for my first exam, and yeah, you can only imagine how well that went. So please study, and realize that college is difficult. It is. You're going to school to get a degree that says you can have a career, and then you go get a job in that career. So it's difficult because they're trying to teach you something so that you're prepared for your job. I get it, I do. But number 2 to that, tough love. College isn't necessarily the best 4 years of your life. Making friends is not always easy. It's definitely not easy for me. I'm kind of an introvert. My also advice would be to try to find a friend or like at least a buddy or something in every one of your classes, so that if you miss class for some reason, you have someone to ask for notes or what you did in class that day, like what you missed, so that you can study together, bounce homework off each other to make sure that like you're doing it right, especially in math, like you can check your answers with each other and stuff like that. The buddy system. Utilize the buddy system. I think that's kind of hard about college that I haven't really experienced because my school wasn't that far away from where I lived, and I also traveled home every weekend to work. I don't recommend doing that, but I did. Sometimes you're moving away from your family for the first time, and that can be a really difficult change for most people to get comfortable in their new environment, especially when they don't have their family to lean on for support, stuff like that. So if you're moving away from school, just give yourself a little bit of grace and realize that it is going to be a little bit harder. Call your parents as much as you want. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. So yeah, just give yourself some grace. It's okay to have difficult times. We all do. Everyone going into college for the first time is in the same situation. You're all going to college for the first time, and you're all feeling the same feelings for the most part. I think it's normal to be nervous, scared, a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, my other one is that it's okay to be alone sometimes. Learning how to be your own company will benefit you in more ways than one. Even outside of college, I think it's important just to know how to enjoy your own company instead of relying on other people for company. I feel like a lot of people, they get FOMO when they aren't out with their friends, and that can really like add to the stress and difficulty of college. So if you are comfortable being alone, you will save yourself a lot of stress and sadness. It's important to gain some independence when you're in college because it's honestly the best time to do it. You are away from your parents, who you've been leaning on for support your whole entire life. You are in a new environment. You're trying to figure yourself out. And I feel like that's a good time to gain some independence and learn how to be your own best friend. If you take anything from this video, please learn how to be your best friend, your own best friend, so that you can just be alone sometimes. It's okay. It's fun. I like being alone. I'm alone right now. Yeah, so my last one I want to talk about is do not be afraid to change your mind. And this has to go with your major, friends. So let me tell you a little story, background story on myself. I went to college to be an engineer. I did graduate with an engineering degree. Shocking, I know. We all are. You should see the people I work with. They're shocked every day. I would say 2 years in, when I was a sophomore, maybe like my first semester of junior year, I kind of started to think that maybe engineering really wasn't the route that I wanted to go down. But in my mind, doing the rationale, I was like, well, if I change my major now, I'm probably gonna have to go to school for another 2 years. And I really didn't like school at this point because I didn't like my major, and I thought that it would be best just to push through and keep going and finish my degree, which is what I did, and I regret it. I like my job, but I wish I would have just had the courage to change my major and go for something else. So do not be afraid to change your mind. It's okay. Everything works out. So you do not have to stick to the first major you pick freshman year of college. I would say a lot more things. I don't want to give out too much tough love in one video. I feel like a lot of this stuff was kind of more serious than stuff I could have picked to talk about, but I kind of wanted to get a little bit deeper in this video and talk about the real stuff that I wish I knew before going to college, and not like anything else I could have talked about. Honestly, boring. Good luck to everyone going to college in the fall. It's a super exciting time. I could not wait to go to college. When I graduated high school, I was so prepared, and my first semester in my dorm room was amazing. I really liked my roommate and her friends. I hung out with them all the time. I did not enjoy having 8 a.m.s every day, but other than that, living in the college dorm was pretty fun. So I did have a good time. I might do some more videos on college before the semester starts, so if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments and I will try to hurry up and film them and flip them like I did to this video. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!